Hey guys, and welcome back to another live stream, another Thursday live stream. Hope everybody's doing awesome out there. You already know how we do here on our live streams. We kind of start a little slow because we got to wait for the whole thing to kick in, start working, making sure everybody gets the live stream, gets the feed, everybody gets in here, gets in their seats, and we're ready to rock and roll. In the meantime, as people are, waltzing in here, I'm sure you've noticed we have a little bit of a different background. Things have kind of changed here a little bit. So, expect more of that. This is just a preliminary kind of change here. We'll talk about that as we go on. Hopefully, things are looking good. Hopefully, the sound is good. Again, just some preliminary kind of changes at the moment. Now we were rearranging the whole room, and we're getting ready for next year. We're getting ready for new projects. We're getting ready for a lot of things here on the channel. So you guys already know. We don't wait. What is it? We don't just pause or take a break or go on vacation. If we do that, we plan ahead. But in the meantime, this is kind of like a work in progress because the next few months, it's kind of like slow season. And so, we're going to take that time to go on ahead and start switching things up and get ready to take on the new year. And you already know what's up. So hopefully, you guys are ready to rock and roll. Hopefully things are looking good. Hopefully the sound is good. I got the fan on at the moment. Also, like I said, we're doing a lot of rearranging in here. So the sound might be off. So please let me know. You're not going to hurt my feelings. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on your end. But anyways, let me know. Is there an echo? Can you hear a fan? Can you hear extracurricular noises? Does it sound good? Does it sound worse? Does it look good? Does it look worse? We're most likely going to be changing this background. Again, this is just, we were working on this yesterday, and that's why I was a few minutes late because I had to get some lighting, get some things done here to make sure I looked okay because otherwise it was really bad. So, we got to work on a bunch of things in order to, make sure that we got the set ready going forward. Because again, we're going to be doing more things on this. We're going to be doing more things, okay? Not just on this channel. So, just stay tuned for that. Especially for those of you guys out there that love the live streams and love to hang out with me here. Expect more of that kind of content, but different. So we're going to be doing a podcast going forward. I used to do one with a partner, with a friend of mine, but now going forward, I'm going to go solo. He's going to be helping me produce the podcast, but we're going to be, like I said, we're working on that simultaneously. The podcast is going to be on another channel, but don't worry about it. We're going to be telling you guys ahead of time, and we're going to be working on all that. Going forward. For a minute there, I almost had a heart attack. I just realized, oh my God, was the sound even on? I was just going on and on. But anyway, shout out to everyone out there. Oh, no echo. Barely hear the fan. Sounds good. You're good to go. Okay, good. Okay, this is good. Usually I don't have the fan on. I'm just gonna have it on today. Because I know the way the room is set up right now, and it's gonna get really echoey. Without having some sort of noise in the background that you can barely hear. Okay, cool. All right. Awesome. Beautiful. All right, just checking out the comments. All right, thank you for the feedback. I really appreciate it. Okay, so we're good to go for today's show. But yeah, like I was saying, at least with the lighting, I definitely got to fix the situation here because I got like a bunch of lights that are in my face at the moment, and they'll do for today, but I gotta fix that ASAP and get some better lighting. So yeah, so that's some other stuff that I gotta work on. Waiting on Christmas, and all that good stuff. But and waiting for some money to come in. But I gotta get like I'm planning on getting like a bunch of equipment, okay? There's duly needed already. It's what is it, past due? So I need some lighting and I need a bunch of stuff. In order to make that happen. But things happen. Washing machine broke. I had to buy a washing machine. Yada. So the studio is on hold for a little longer. So we're gonna try and make what we can here work until we can afford that. But it's coming up real soon. We got to make these changes sooner or later. And so that's where my money goes. Besides paying for the stuff that we have to pay for. Rent, food, water, all that good stuff. Most of my money goes, same as Christian's money goes, we reinvest it back into what we do, because we love what we do, so whether I got to buy a new camera or new lights or new whatever, you know what I mean? I got to reinvest, and same thing with her. She got to buy paint, she got to buy canvases, she got to buy whatever, so it is what it is. But again, if you love what you do, it's not a big deal. And, that's what we're going to be talking about in today's episode. So let's just, segue right into it, since we already got a bunch of you guys in here. And, the time has come, right, to talk about, the whole topic of today's video or live stream, which is, if the USA is a problem, then Mexico is the solution. Now, again, there's a lot of you guys out there, well, maybe not you guys in the audience per se, but there's a lot of Americans out there where, they don't see that there's any problem at all. Sure, obviously, you got to be totally blind to really say that there's no problems in the USA. But for the most part, a lot of Americans, they're totally fine with the status quo and the way things are. Sure, they might not be happy with XYZ or the way things are here or there, but they have full faith in which everything's going to be totally fine, and they just got to ride it out, and it is what it is, and they'll be okay. But there's a lot of Americans out there, me included, but I think a lot of you guys in the audience at the moment, where you guys have just had enough for whatever the reason. We all have our reasons, and you have just had enough, and you're just, you really cannot make it work in the USA anymore. You don't want to make it work in the USA anymore. And so, well, you're looking for a solution, and you don't have to, and again, you're quickly finding out that you don't have to look too far, that the solution is right there. It's right across the border. It's Mexico. It's literally on the other side of the border. You don't have to go that far. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. For those of you guys out there that want to live the American dream, and unfortunately you can't live that American dream anymore. Your dream, your version of the dream. For a lot of you guys, coming to Mexico is going to be able to provide that solution. Is going to be able to help you out with that and be able to allow you to live that dream. So for me, for an example, my dream, my version of freedom is that I did not want to work for the man ever again. You know what I mean? Just don't want to have a boss, clock in, clock out. I don't want to do any of that. Now, it's not that I don't want to work. I work very hard. I'm constantly working. I don't stop working, but I work for myself. I love what I do. I am my own boss. Sure, you and everyone, I can say, we're all going to say, we'll say it. YouTube is my boss, or, the internet is my boss. But it's a better boss. It's a lot better, company to work for. It's a lot better environment, to be in than the actual workforce. At least for me, for my taste. There's plenty of people out there in which I've talked to where they would rather just work a regular job and do that whole thing. And, I get it. It's nothing wrong with that. But at least for me, my version of the dream is to simply, be able to, be an entrepreneur. And so in the USA, well, that's part of, they used to be part of the USA. They used to be part of life in America, where a lot of entrepreneurs, small business, you got to be your own boss, you got to work really hard, American dream, right? Well, unfortunately, because of, many factors, that is no longer really the case. Sure. I know a lot of people can argue, and I know that in some cases, that's still a thing. Yes, you can still achieve the American dream. Yes, if you work really hard, you can get there. Yeah, yes, I get it. But for the majority of Americans, it's just not a real thing anymore. It's just not, and so that's why, a lot of Americans have become disillusioned, and they're looking for a solution. Of, hey, what are we going to do? Where are we going to go? How are we going to deal with, life going forward? And so that's where they're looking into, moving perhaps to Mexico. And why Mexico as opposed to somewhere else? Well, because again, in Mexico, they're not that, far removed from the USA, from family, from, culture, from many things. And, out here, they can come out and, start brand new, start a business, start their thing, do their thing, whatever it is. And they're going to be able to, assimilate a lot easier than if they were, let's say Thailand or somewhere else, Again, it's not for everybody. Everybody, has a different background, a different lifestyle. But at the end of the day, I think, Mexico is that place, where, the people are looking into to move to, not just to retire. Obviously, we know that there's a lot of retirees, a lot of people that are, looking to retire, are about to retire, retired, and, they are looking at their retirement after so much hard work, so much sacrifice, so much everything, and they're realizing, hey, wait a minute, this is not enough to live the life I wanted to live in the USA, the way I wanted to retire, the way I envisioned, the way I thought it was going to be. And so, a lot of retirees, are deciding to, hey, they want to, go where they're treated best, and go where their dollar, or their retirement is going to go further and allow them to live that life they envisioned when they were going to retire. So, that's why a lot of people, are also coming out here. But there's so many people that are coming out here. It's not just, retirees. Like, there's many people in many points in life, whether they're very young, in their early 20s, all the way through their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and beyond. But, there's a lot of people out there, believe it or not, that are really looking into moving out here for a better quality of life. So, that's what we're going to be talking about today. The fact that, what has happened to the USA, why are people looking into moving out here, and all that good stuff. And, I have a few notes I've written down here, for the topic of today. And, the other day I was talking to my friend. He's like about 10 years younger than me. Again, the guy that I was doing the podcast with, the guy that's going to be helping me produce the podcast, going forward and all that good stuff that we were talking about earlier. So this guy, me and him, we were talking, and then I go to him, hey man, have you heard, I go, hey bro, have you heard of Portlandia? Because again, we were talking about like some jokes, some funny stuff, whatever. And I go, hey, have you heard of Portlandia? Yada, yada, yada. And he's like, Portlandia? No, I've never heard of that. What is that? And so immediately I was like, oh my God, I can't believe you've never heard of Portlandia. So, I went on the internet real quick on the YouTubes, and I just looked up some Portlandia, clips. By the way, I quickly realized that the Portlandia, that show was about 20 years old. I thought it was, 10 years old at the oldest, maybe less. Immediately when I was searching Portlandia, by the way, for anyone that doesn't know what the show is, I apologize. Hopefully most of you guys in the audience know. If you don't know what Portlandia is, please let me know. I apologize. But anyways, long story short, I did a quick search on the Portlandia show, and as I was, looking at clips, looking at the show, I was like, wait a minute, this is what the U.S. is right now. Most major cities in the USA right now are Portlandia. And I remember when Portlandia came out, that show came out, it was just like an exaggerated version of what Portland, Oregon was. Basically, hey, we're going to make fun of Portland, Oregon, right? And this is a show that we're going to make, called Portlandia, whatever. Yeah, and that's it. It's just, an exaggerated version of what Portland or Seattle or what all that is up there, okay? I don't want to get into too many details. You guys can figure out the rest on your own. But anyways, so, I used to watch a show. I'm sure like a lot of you guys watch the show, and you guys would laugh your ass off because you would think to yourself, there's no way that things are that ridiculous in Portland. No way. This is crazy. That's why it was so funny, because most people saw that and it was just like so removed from reality. It's like, how the hell is this thing like a real thing? But whatever. Anyways, fast forward a few years where I remember I visited Seattle and then eventually moved to Seattle, and then I quickly realized, oh, wait a minute, this is exactly, Portlandia is exactly what it is. So we're living in Seattle, it was exactly like Portlandia. Obviously living in Portland is the same thing, but you know what I mean? Portland, Seattle, that whole area up there, it's pretty similar in many aspects. And so when I was living in Seattle, I was literally living in Portlandia, which to me was pretty hilarious until it wasn't. That's all I got to say. Remember, I told you guys I love living in Seattle. It's all great and wonderful until it wasn't. And again, I come from Miami, from the East Coast, so at first it was cool, cute, awesome, until it wasn't. All right. But anyways, I digress. So going forward, like I was saying, I lived it. I lived up there, and I lived Portlandia. Whatever. But again, I traveled the rest of the USA, and obviously, when you go to LA, sure, they might be leaning left, I guess, if you want to say that, anyways, I always try to stay in the middle. But anyways, they lean a little left. But long story short, it was not Portlandia. It was not Oregon. It was not Seattle. So it wasn't the same, different version of that, whatever, more, anyways, a different version of that. But then, again, as you travel through the U.S., obviously you just go right next door, to, Nevada, Arizona, New Mexico, and not so left, you know what I mean? It's right there. And you go to other parts of the USA and, very conservative, very right. You know what I mean? And you go, but it doesn't matter. That's not what I'm talking about. We're not talking about politics here. I'm saying is that, each state is very different. And, obviously you go to Idaho, Montana, you go to Chicago, you go to Texas, you go to, Florida, New York, all completely different. So after living in Seattle, I traveled. And, Chicago was Chicago, Texas was Texas, all these places were, LA was LA, you know what I mean? Bruh. That's it. It was nothing. But anyways, the upper Northwest was the upper Northwest. But anyways, long story short, I left. I eventually left the USA. It's gone on 5.5 years as of right now. So I've left the USA 5.5 years ago. But from everything I see today, and from things that I was already seeing before I even left, and from everything you guys are telling me, and yada yada yada, you get, what I'm saying. Most of the U.S., most of the cities in the USA have turned into Portland, Oregon, and Portlandia. So I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong out there. But for anyone out there, please, if you haven't seen the show Portlandia, go check it out. Just look up some clips on YouTube, and it's a hilarious show. I mean, it's kind of, again, like I said, I was watching it earlier. Not today. But I was watching it, and just to get some context, to get some clips to send to my friend to kind of like explain the point I was trying to make. And when I was watching these clips of Portlandia, I was like, well, wait a minute, this is like how the US is right now. What the hell, what's going on here? So anyways, I think that's a big problem that a lot of people are having as well. It's not just the fact that they can't make it in the USA financially, because things have just gotten so expensive, and it's really, really hard to be, your own boss, to have your own business, to be an entrepreneur. They force you to be a cog in the machine. They force you to work a 9 to 5. They force you to, be in the military. They force you to be in some sort of, capacity working or being a part of the machine. Whether you're in the prison or you're on the street, whatever, you got to do that. And if you don't do that, well, you don't fit into the machine anymore. So, unfortunately, again, that's why a lot of people are moving to the USA, because either A, most of the USA has turned into Portlandia. That's just too much already. Again, it's cute at first, not so much anymore. A lot of people can't make a living anymore. A lot of people just can't make ends meet with their retirement, or, they're seeking a better retirement as opposed to what they had envisioned. But long story short, most people are just looking into Mexico because it is the solution to their problem, whatever that problem is. Whether it's a financial problem, whether it's a freedom problem, whether it's like me, for example, I'm an artist. I want to be able to do art and do stuff. And so here I can live, very humbly, very poorly, you know what I mean? Where, hey, I was about to buy some camera equipment, and now I got to use a headlamp that I use for the car, and I got to drape, some dirty freaking laundry over it, you know what I mean? So I can get the correct lighting, because, my washing machine broke, and I got to get a washing machine. And then the lighting has to wait a minute, But anyways, I can do that here, as opposed to where in the USA I can't get no lighting, I can't get no washing machine, I can't get no nothing, I can't even work on my craft, I can't work on my art, I can't really dedicate my life to it. And same with a lot of you guys, where you guys want to start a business, you guys are maybe a small startup, and you're just seeing that every single day it's just getting more expensive, more difficult, bigger hurdles, harder, what is it, like what is it? just more difficult to break in and just, continue doing business because of the cost and so many other factors. And so you're looking into, hey, why don't I just live in Mexico where I can, have my business and run it from there? We're living in a digital world. We're living in a different world, where I can actually do something like that, where I can maybe have my business in Mexico, and whether I'm catering to the local population or not, whether I have a business in which, whatever, I'm probably selling stuff on eBay, for example, or I'm probably, doing YouTube videos. There's many people that do tons of, content online these days. It doesn't have to just be YouTube videos. But the point I'm making is that, many people are just saying, hey, I'm done. I'm out of here. I just want to live in peace and quiet. I want to just be able to do my thing, whatever that thing is. And, in the USA, I cannot live in peace and quiet. In the USA, I can't do my thing anymore. In the USA, it's just, increasingly becoming more and more difficult on the psyche, on the wallet, on just everything. And so people are just like, I can't, you know what I mean? So this is why Mexico is the solution. And what makes Mexico so great? There's a million things that makes Mexico so great. You know what I mean? One of the main things that makes Mexico so great is just the simple fact that, I keep saying it over and over again. The fact that, Mexico is, a first world country. So everything you have or want or whatever, you know what I mean, from the USA, you have it here. The same thing. You know what I mean? Like, we talked about that multiple times on the channel, as to what the cost of all that is, and whether you can, anyways, I don't want to get into that now, but I don't want to, the point is that, here in Mexico, you're living in the modern world, but when it comes to, what a lot of you guys are used to, a lot of you guys are always saying, man, I wish we can go back in time. I wish we can go back to the 90s. I wish we can go back to the 80s, it's not necessarily you want to go back to that point in time because, hey, you missed the hairstyles and you missed the music. No, it's more of the fact that, hey, you just missed the way things were, the way culture was. And, I don't want to go down that avenue where a lot of people are going to say, the racism or this or that. No, just the fact that, back in the day, there wasn't that many rules and regulation. Back in the day, you weren't taxed to death. Back in the day, people were more civil. Morals, were more of a thing. It didn't matter if you were an anarchist, leftist, a punk rocker like me, okay? Or conservative to the max. It didn't matter. People had respect for each other. People could talk. You could have friends that were libertarian or conservative or leftist or whatever, man. And I can go on and on. I can go on and on. You know what I mean? And so the point is, that's really what a lot of people are looking into, or talk about when they say, hey, damn, we miss the way things were. And guess what? When you come to Mexico, yeah, things aren't perfect, but that's one of the things, you know what I mean? That is, for a lot of people that are seeking it, it's available here where, it's exactly like it was back in those days, the good and the bad, but it's mostly good. It's mostly very good. And a lot of people want that again in their life. And guess what? Guess what? On top of having all that, well, guess what? You also have everything that you, again, I'm talking to you through the internet and you're watching me in HD, for crying out loud. And come on. So we have it all here. It's all here. All of it. Anything you want, need, desire. You want Krispy Kreme, you can go get Krispy Kreme. You want to go to your fat ass at Chili's or McDonald's, they got that. They got Walmart. They got Starbucks. They got whatever. They also got everything else. They got Mexican versions of all the things that you love. And by the way, the Mexican version is normally 95% better. All right. And that's it. You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing, like out here in Mexico, it's just a better version of the USA. It's just the reality of it. You know what I mean? Whether you want to admit that or not, you know what I mean? And hold on a second. Hold on. Someone's texting me. Give me 1 second. Talk amongst yourselves. I got to read some comments. So anyways, I'm gonna read, anyway. Okay, apologize for that. I wanted to just get that down before I forgot. Okay. All right, let me read some comments, guys. All right. Destination Max says, we'll love to see you get a real Mexico job. Oh, no, that's not going to happen. No, what do you mean? What are you talking about? A real Mexico job is being an entrepreneur. If you know Mexico, if you know really Mexico, it's being an entrepreneur. A lot of people get a job and they learn on the job and then they just start their own thing. I love Mexico. All right. So, do I remember Ben Franklin stores? Never heard of them. Vintage Vic says taxes, health insurance, and just living is too expensive to do anything but worry in the USA. And look, you know what? I saw something the other day. You want to hear something crazy? Okay, so the other day, I, like all of us, we're on TikTok. By the way, I'm not on TikTok. But anyways, on Instagram, on Facebook, whatever. Anyways, I saw a video. I saw one of those little short videos, and it was, basically, it was, a young person, getting their first paycheck at their first job. And long story short, working 40 hours a week, slaving away at KFC, McDonald's, whatever, some bull crap job, and their paycheck was $250. $250 after all taxes are taken out. So the other day I saw in fact, I'm going to give you the exact payment. Okay, hold on a second. But anyway, I saw a job posting at Little Caesars. Okay, a job posting at Little Caesars here in Mexico, and the job posting at Little Caesars, was a payment of how much? Like, nothing. Yeah, 2,500 pesos. Okay, so $150. Okay, so it was $150. Okay, and by the way, $150 after taxes. Okay, so they get paid more. So $150 after taxes, and they get health care benefits, all this stuff, which, by the way, Mexican employees, that's one of the, incentives that people have for working a job as opposed to having their own business, is because when they work a job, the job is forced to give them all the benefits, every benefit you can imagine. Yeah, I know. In the USA, remember, you got no benefits, but most countries around the world, they get benefits. I mean, healthcare, you name it. Even though healthcare is relatively free, it's very cheap out here, but, it's not free, but whatever. Yeah, if you have a job, it's basically free. But the point I'm making is that all the benefits, and then after all the taxes are taken, they're basically making $150 a week, okay, in Mexico. Okay? Where things are obviously, we already know, way cheaper, okay? And in the USA, the same job is paying around $250. What the F? What the? I mean, what if I'm wrong? What if it's 275 or even 300? Still. If you do the math real quick, bro. Anyways. That blew me away. I couldn't believe it. I was like, get the hell out of here. All right. And by the way, $150 a week here in Mexico, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's not great, but it's good. It's Little Caesar's job. I mean, come on, So anyways, 150 times 4 in Mexico, okay? 150 times 4 is what is it? Wait, 150, 300, $600. $600. Okay? So, yeah, you can live on a Little Caesar's job out here, okay? And this is starting out. That's starting out, okay? So just so you guys can see the economy here and how it's going. And by the way, and they cannot fill jobs. The Little Caesars and all jobs out here, they're all looking for employees. Why? Well, because the people that should be employees, they're making more money doing whatever the hell it is they're doing out there. So they're making more than $150 a week. The ones that cannot make more than $150 a week on their own are the ones that are working at Little Caesars. I don't know what else to say. All right? Because you know what things cost in the USA, and you already know what things cost out here. All right? You know, $600 a month. It's not great, but hey, you're not starving. All right? You're doing pretty good. You're doing good. You're average. Okay? So, think about it. All right, let me read some comments real quick, see what's up. Sorry, hold on. All right. Let me see. Omar says, I work at Amazon, Jose, and they have one of the best benefits as a full-time employee. Not many jobs would offer that nowadays. Yeah, and so imagine working for Amazon in Mexico. You know, so I don't know if you're working in Mexico or in the USA, but imagine working for that in Mexico. Destination Max, who's that? Oh, someone. Destination Max, who's that? Oh, I mean, I'm curious now. They don't like what I'm saying? Oh my god. Okay, sorry about that. Sorry to hurt feelings. But yeah, anyways. Yeah, man. That's funny. Anyways. I'm reading some comments. I guess I'll play the music while I read the comments here. David Durango says, is it worth to have Medicare Advantage plan while in Mexico? You know, that's a decision that you're going to have to make on your own. Like, I was talking to my neighbor that has, you know, she's retired, Medicare, the whole thing, right? And long story short, she literally told me today that she is canceling her Medicare. You know, she's canceling all that because she's signed up with this thing called medical itinerary or something like that. But it's like a company, a service, you know, that's here in Mérida, Yucatan, and you know, basically, you know, with them, you know, and then they sign her up for IMSS, you know, for the IMSS hospital or whatever, and they get her Anyway, she explained it. But I forget. I guess I got a million things in my head. But long story short, she is more than happy. Every time that she explains anything about the medicine or the treatment or the doctor, I'm like, man, that's better than what my mom and, you know, my aunt and my family members in the U.S. are getting with their situation over there. My sister's a nurse, and so she deals with all that. And even then, you know what I mean? It's yeah, it feels like it's better here. But long story short, it seems like she's extremely happy with it, where she canceled it. So, and I know that there's like a video out there. I seen it in my recommendations. I just haven't clicked on it because, you know, I'm so busy and it's not really a topic that I care about, I'll be honest. But I know that I saw a video out there. I don't know who did it, but they was talking about that, and I mentioned it to her, and she said that she saw the video, but then she said that in order for you to really have Medicare and use it in the U.S., then I mean you have Medicare and use it in Mexico, that you have to go back to the USA multiple times and all those other things. So you know, for some people, it's just that's not an option. You know what I mean? So you know, she doesn't want to travel. She just wants to retire. You know what I mean? So and there's a lot of people that are in the same situation. So I hope that answers your question. I think it's just on a person-to-person basis, you know? Anyways. Omar says he works at Amazon in Phoenix, Arizona, still working. Yeah. So, I mean, I remember people who worked in Amazon in the USA, and it was always a good job. So, shout out to Amazon. I love Amazon. You know, I'm a big fan of Amazon, but, you know, it is what it is. And by the way, a lot of Mexicans love Amazon, and a lot of Mexicans are working for Amazon, and they're also very happy, you know, so... Because it seems like, you know, Amazon, Costco, Tesla, you know, all these companies that treat their employees very well and pay them very well in the USA, they're doing the same thing out here. I can't speak for, you know, the Walmarts of the world out there, though, so, or, you know, other US companies. But I do know that, you know, like the ones that practice good practices in the USA, they definitely do it out here, too. So... And a lot of Mexicans have a lot of worker rights, believe it or not. A lot of Mexicans have worker rights. And by the way, you know, a lot of Mexicans, you know, they also get stuck with shady jobs and shady bosses, and they make them, you know, signed papers under duress. And yeah, there's a lot of shady things that happen in Mexico too. I'm not going to be sitting here and saying it's all hunky-dory and wonderful. Again, because of these shady things, that's why most people are entrepreneurs and they just do their own thing, okay? But long story short, I don't know why I keep repeating things today. Hold on. I feel like, you know, what is it like when you're watching Goodfellas? Oh, this is Tony 2 times. He says, no, what is it? Anyways, yeah, Tony 2 times says everything 2 times, you know. Hey, did you get the papers? I got the papers, you know. Bruh. There you go. Got it. Anywho's, I gotta be quicker about the comedy there. But yeah, you know what I mean. Things in Mexico are different though, and so that's why some people even kind of say, hey, I would rather work for like Little Caesars or Walmart or whatever, as opposed for this private company, because they could probably screw me. You know what I mean, in the long run. Well, I know Walmart might not screw me or whatever. At least that's the thought. But anywho's, yeah, you know what I mean. The typical Mexican has a lot of freedom when it comes to working. Or a career or job or what have you. Obviously, some careers are more difficult to make it in than others. But again, that's why you got to do what you love. But at the end of, like again, out here, you can be an artist. You can be a starving artist. And you're not really that starving that much. You know what I mean? It's a little different out here. I feel like there's just a lot. There you go, Jimmy 2 times. That's right. I feel like things are just a little different out here. Like people have a lot more opportunities out here, and I see it, man. I see it myself because again, in the USA, remember, I'm just a cook. I was just a chef. By the way, what is chef? Chef is just the boss. Okay, so that's it. You know what I mean? Or manager. All right, look at it that way. All right, so whatever. Okay, well, they're all cooks. I say chef because it sounds nicer. I know. Anyways, but long story short, it's the same thing. And I didn't live a glamorous life. I didn't pick a glamorous career, despite what you might see on TV. It's one of the most unglamorous jobs, the most difficult jobs, one of the least paying jobs with the least amount of benefits. In fact, our motto in the restaurant industry is that we hire the unhireable. Meaning, we hire your convicts, your illegal immigrants, all of these people that need a job desperately, and they'll do anything, no matter what, because they can't get a job anywhere else. That's right. So yeah, working conditions, horrible. Payment, horrible. Everything. The one thing that why do people do it? First of all, a lot of people in that industry are masochists. All right. Another reason, they do it for the glory. They just do it for the glory, straight up. You know what I mean? It's just everybody knows being a chef is awesome. Being it's like or working in the industry is awesome. So when you have a friend or someone that that's in the industry, it's awesome. But really, it's not that glamorous. But all I'm saying is that out here, things are way different. You know what I mean? Things are more people can really live those kind of dreams out here. And even if they're making not much, let's say that you're just a humble cook, you can support a family as a humble cook. All right, and you have worker rights and those other stuff. So, did I ever chef at a Cuban restaurant? I did not. I worked at a few Cuban restaurants for a little bit of time, but I didn't. But when I did have my own catering company, when I did my own thing back in Miami, it was Cuban food. I was, this is again over 10 years ago, but I was doing Cuban food and bringing it making it nice and elevated. I was doing grandma's recipes, doing that whole thing, but making it, super schmancy fancy. Things that you see in Miami now all the time. Which, hey, makes me happy, makes me proud, makes me whatever. But I remember when I was doing it, nobody was doing it. And guess what? I was making money because, my clients were other rich Cubans that, wanted me to make that food. But then, the 2008 crash happened and, all that went to shit real quick. And, I was trying to, keep everything afloat. And it was difficult. I was trying to start a food truck after all that, and whatever. Long story short, I ended up in Seattle. So it was all good. It was not that big of a deal,
Bruh.
In retrospect, it was all good. And then eventually, again, I made it happen. I came to Seattle humbly, with nothing, just a few bags. A career, my knives in tow, my equipment, let's get to work. I was working for some nice restaurants in Seattle until I wasn't, and then after I wasn't, I was like, all right, I'm done. Seattle was a different animal, and and it was small compared to Miami, to me anyway, and things were different. And so I was like, you know what, let me try something different. And, I literally lived right by the Space Needle. I lived right there where, a lot of the people that were in that area were people from the Microsofts of the world, the Facebooks of the world, the Amazons of the world, all that was right there. And well, I got to meet a lot of friends. They were in, those things, and they had a lot of disposable income and yada yada yada. They all wanted to start a business, one shape, form, or another. Some were successful, some weren't. But that's what I did. I started doing business consulting, and when I started doing that, I was like, you know what? I don't think I'm going to be cooking for anytime soon. And long story short, I never cooked ever again. And then eventually, I started doing YouTube in Seattle, and I really, really loved that. But there was no money in that, nothing, especially what I was trying to do at first. And anyways, so I was doing all that, and I did that for years. Again, I started in October of 2015, but I was on and off of YouTube, but never making money, mostly just to do it because I wanted to do it, knowing that I, most likely I'm not going to be making any money off of that. And it wasn't until like about 2 years ago. Okay, not 2 years ago. It wasn't until hold on, let me be exact. Yeah, about a year and a half ago, I said, okay, Jose, you're at another, kind of not a breaking point, but you're at another fork in the road. What are you going to do? Are you going to go back to work? All right. I was thinking about getting back into the restaurant business here. Obviously not working for somebody, but doing my own thing. Starting a, food thing here. And so anyways, the fork in the road was, okay, what are you going to do? Are you going to go back to work and abandon the YouTube thing? Because it's, not making any money, literally not making any money. Or are you going to double down, triple down, quadruple down on YouTube and see if we can make some money off of this? And guess what? That's what I did. And I had a business consulting meeting with myself, and I said, hey, self, there's a YouTube channel, how about this? This is what I said to self, okay? I said, this is exactly what I said to myself.
Sometimes may be good, sometimes may be shit.
And so I said, look, bro, in order for you to make money, in order for this to be good, you got to make good content. You got to make better videos. You got to make better, you got to just make better. Do better, be better, whatever. I don't want to get into the full details of the whole conversation. Don't worry about it. It doesn't matter. The point is, I realized I had to do better. And so I did. I took, my own advice that led me through success. Because again, in order to be a successful restaurateur, successful chef, and all that crap, you got to be a good businessman, all right? So long story short, everything I learned, everything I taught people, everything I said, now I'm going to do it, and let's do it. And that's it. Here we are, And because of that, well, look at the monstrosity of the benefit that not only have I, gained myself, but now you guys, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Now the content I'm making is way better. I have a real encyclopedia of knowledge that is only growing. I'm in fact, if I'm one thing I do got to do, which, again, I got to organize things a little more, okay? I got to organize things a little more, just to make things even easier to find. But long story short, I kind of already got my little formula here, and we're working even more on that formula because guess what? Like it or not, like I keep telling, like I would tell everybody, no matter what they do, no matter what you do for a living, no matter what you love to do, look, at the end of the day, that love that is, what you want it to be your career or your life going forward, you got to make money on it. I'm not telling you to be a millionaire. I'm not telling you to sell out. I'm not telling you to do any of these things. You got to make some money. The end. All right? Whether you're selling one painting, a t-shirt, whatever, figure it out. And that's it. That's all it is. And so that's what I do here. On this channel, you guys know, I give everything away for free. You already know how I make my money, whether it's through one-on-one consultations or, you guys send me a donation here or there, or you become patrons, you become whatever, but it's already after I've given you guys the item for free, and then you pay for it, assuming you want to pay for it. Nothing is, I don't ask for any money, all right? I just put it out there, and if you're inclined to pay for it, great. If you're not, great. At the end of the day, again, we're all helping each other out because we're just making better content, better everything for all of us. All right. Now, eventually, like I said, I'm doing a podcast. I'm going to do other things. So eventually, yeah, I'm going to be doing my own thing. It's going to be separate from this. We're going to be still doing this. But this is a community. That's what we're building here. That's what we're trying to create here. And that's why Also, I realized, you know what I mean, when it comes to moving to Mexico, why it was such a daunting thing for so many people out there that originally wanted to move to Mexico is the fact that there was no information out there. There was no real knowledge out there. It was all like a bunch of misinformation out there. Some was good, some was bad. A lot of it was conflicting. People had no idea what to believe. And nowadays, by the way, 5.5 years ago when I first moved here, no YouTubers. There was like 5 YouTubers, 5 that lived in Mexico, and most of them were just there was 3 of them that were retired and 2 of them that were running around. I'll name them, okay? In fact, I don't even know their names. I forgot. But look, the 2 young ones were the Kinetic Keenans that were running around Mexico doing their thing, same as Tangerine Travels, running around doing their thing. We watched them for knowledge. And then, and then back then there was these, the other YouTubers were just retired YouTubers. So when I came out to Mexico, I was like, well, I'm in a different boat. I was just trying to document my experience as a single guy, trying to start over, a completely different life and trying to bring that to you guys. And again, that's what I try to bring to you guys. But in the process, hey, look what we've built. Look what we've done. Look what we're doing here. Look what we're creating here. Okay. And by the way, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not even reading the comments. I just see someone in there that's not very happy with me. Look, I don't care. I really don't. You know what I mean? You know why I don't care? And especially these days, about my haters? Because I have so many people that I help out literally daily, all the time. That's why I'm so busy. I give you so much of my time, and it helps. It makes me feel so good that I get to help out so many of you guys. Okay, because everybody is in a different boat. Like I said, when I first came out here, I had nothing. So that's why I provide everything for free, because I'm just trying to pay it forward for anyone out there that might be in my same boat coming out here. Now, again, I quickly remind everybody that it's not going to be easy. It's going to be a lot of hard work, and that if you're not willing to do all of that and then some, don't bother coming. But if you do bother coming, hey, here's all these tips, all this information, all these things that are probably going to help you out and push you forward. All right, that's it. Now, guess what? At the end of the day, you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of what I was going to say earlier was the fact that when I first came out here, there was only a few YouTubers, and I was just doing my thing. Again, if you guys know what I was originally doing, it was not Mexico content. I was doing other stuff. But I digress. What am I today when we move to today, right now? You know what I mean? I see that now that I have had so many YouTube babies. What does that mean? Because when I came out here, I was just me. It was just my camera, kind of giving people the perspective of me, my perspective, good, bad, ugly. Trust me, you know how many people I've insulted? Many. And you know how many people I'm going to keep insulting going forward with what I say and what I do? More. Okay? And you know how in fact, let me tell you. Hold on, I got another. Hold on, I got one. How many? Hold on. Where is it? There, this one.
100 times?
More.
200 times?
More.
500 times?
Probably.
Look, this is the reality, man. Again, and by the way, anyone out there that's offended by me, I mean, you're offended by somebody that has a fake plastic horse that pretends to talk. Hey guys, my name is Lambo, and why are you guys fighting with this guy online? Don't you have anything else better to do? Again, you're whoever out there is gets mad at me or says anything about me. Or what? I mean, it's a guy that pretends to talk to a fake horse. I don't know what to tell you. You know what I mean? Like, so anyone out there, you know what I mean, that is like, whatever you got to say, I think it has a lot more to say about you than me. All right? All right? Yeah, don't take advice from that guy. Yeah, don't. I talk to a fake horse. Don't listen to me. Don't watch me. Don't subscribe to me. Don't participate. Ignore me. Please. In fact, I hope that me and others like me, all right, make people that hate people like me not want to come out here. So if that's a good thing, hey, you're welcome, all right? So, yeah, no, I mean, are you kidding me? But anywho's, what was I saying? I forgot what I was saying now. But yeah, so like, yeah, about the YouTube babies. So, you know, it's so crazy to see nowadays that I see, because again, remember, as I was treating this like a business, you know what I mean? I was like, oh, let me see what my competition is. Let me see what other YouTubers are out there. And I was like, oh my God. I feel like I put water on a gremlin, you know? Like, it's like, where did all these come from? What the hell? And there's like hundreds of channels out there. And out of those hundreds of channels, again, you guys know, there's like a handful that are good. You know, there's a few good channels out there, you know, also doing pretty good stuff, you know, in their own realm. Which is, again, this is what YouTube is. It's like music. It's like anything else. Everybody has their own sound, their own beat, their own whatever, you know? That's it. This is, you know, my music. It's not for everybody, all right? Trust me, I know, all right? I get it. The point I'm making is that you know, there's so many YouTubers out there, and I you know, I'm just doing my homework, and I'm like, holy crap, all these people with like 100 subscribers or 1,000 subscribers or whatever amount, and they've only been here 6 months to a year or whatever. They don't even speak Spanish, and they're all selling a course, selling, you know, Zoom calls, selling this, selling that, selling all this knowledge, all this expertise. All this, I'm like, what the hell? The heck? And by the way, I've been doing Zoom calls for the longest time. I've been doing Zoom calls for years and years and years and years. So trust me, they got that idea from me. But the point I'm making is that, remember, I used to do consulting. That's why I was telling you guys about. Okay, anyways. So the point I'm making is, you know, nowadays, whenever a lot of times, you know, when I get a consultation, a one-on-one, a lot of times they tell me that they come across those channels first. They come across these people first, and they spend a lot of money on these consultations and they resolve nothing. By the way, I don't even know what. That was not the point I was making. I forgot. I went off on a tangent on something else. Jeez. The point I was making is the fact that all these people out there, there's so many other YouTubers out there, okay? And a lot of them are just, they saw me, you know, I came out here with my dumb little camera, doing my dumb little videos, you know, with my dumb little horse. Yeah, that's right. He's been with me for a long time. Yeah, how cool is that? Look at this. Let's see if I trigger the thing again. Hold on, let's see. Is it working? Oh, wait, hold on. Hey, look at that. How cool is that, right? Weird technology, huh? Anyway, so just me with my dumb little horse, and you know, sharing our adventures with you guys and doing all this stuff, and all of a sudden I inspired so many other people out there. So I had so many YouTube babies, as I like to say, and these YouTube babies, you know, a lot of them, they just thought that they could, you know, do what I do because they look at my dumb ass, all right, with my dumb horse, talking the dumb things that I talk about, and they're like, I can do better. And by the way, you know what I mean? To whoever's out there hating on me, you know, I like to say this: hey, if you can do better, then do it. Go do it. I encourage you, and in fact, I will be your fan, you know? While you might hate me, I will be your fan, and I will encourage you all the way to the top. And I will, 100% from the heart. And you know why? Because I know you won't do it. And by the way, that's another reason why, going back to why I give away my stuff for free, is because I know a lot of people eventually won't do it. And really what I give to people, you know, more than anything else, okay, in my videos, in my talks, is that last, you know, kind of push, that last little kick in the ass, all right? So they can just do what they know they gotta do already, all right? It has nothing to do with me. All right, and you know, obviously, you know, I tell people how to do everything, and a lot of people take that information and they run with it, and they say thank you, and I get all kinds of thank you letters and thank you comments and thank you everything, because, you know, go do it. I tell you guys to do it, but at the same time, how do I really make my money? Well, again, I just help out the people that need that extra help, and that's it. And it's not that big a deal, you know what I mean? Like it's no one is forced to ever pay me for anything. But again, if you know business, it's just like everything else. Like Coca-Cola's not forcing you to buy them. You know, Little Caesars and McDonald's are not forcing you. You know, you go buy them on your own. That's it. You know what I mean? It's as simple as that. And so, you know, I provide everything for free. You guys deem it valuable enough to eventually pay for it, just like getting a free sample of Coca-Cola, right? You know. right? Like the drug dealer out there that gives out the free samples, right? But anyways, but yeah, you know what I mean? It was interesting to me. So to me, look, honestly, the reason is, you know, why I provide so much info for free, and I will continue to provide info for free. The real reality is like I said, because of my own story. When I came out here, I had nothing. I had no resources. I had to figure it all on my own, and I'm just trying to pay it forward. But on top of all that, when I really started like doing my homework, and I started seeing all these people were basically, you know, asking for payment for information. I was like, what? And by the way, most of the time the information was wrong anyway. I was like, oh no. We're going to fix this. That's it. We're going to fix it. And like I tell everyone out there, you know what I mean? If anyone out there wants to go on ahead and hire a professional, in fact, I encourage you to do it, an actual lawyer. In fact, do your homework. Okay? Go out there and, you know, vet yourself. Again, you know, it's up to you. It's your responsibility, people. You know what I mean? So, not mine. You know, not anyone else's. So, you guys got to go out there and make it happen. And that's all I do. That's why I provide everything for free. You know, so that way there's, even when you're dealing with other people, okay? Let's just say I give you all the information. Well, not say, okay? Sorry. My English was so good. Sorry, sometimes I got so many thoughts in my head and I'm trying to spit it all out at the same time. But anyways, let's just say that, you know, you want to go and get your immigration, your RNE, you know, you want to get your temporary residency. All right, so what do? I provide the information on how to do it for free. Now, if you have the ability to do it, whether you got the time, you know the language, whatever, you can go do it yourself. Okay? But if for whatever reason you don't want to do it yourself, you can hire someone to do it. And it doesn't have to be Jose Novelo. You can hire anybody. We tell you all the time. But why do we provide the info for free? I'm going to tell you why. Because when you're going to go hire somebody else, well, now you can check up on their ass and you should know exactly what they're doing. Because you know what the process is. So they can't be bullshitting you. They can't be running around. They can't be anything. You know what I mean? Because, again, it's like anything else. It's like if you're a carpenter and you hire somebody to build a wood shed, listen, you know, you're hiring him because you just don't want to do the work. It doesn't mean that you can't do it. But when that guy is building that shed, that guy better build that good shed. Otherwise, there's going to be a problem because you know what's going on. That's all it is. Information, knowledge. Knowledge is power. Again, you know, a famous person, you know, once said it. You know, it's all about that knowledge. You know what I mean? And if you don't have knowledge, you know, you're gonna be left out. Man, where's the? I don't know why I can't find a sound effect. I was trying to do a sound effect. There it is.
Knowledge.
Anyways. All right, let me read some comments. All right, time to read some commentarinos. Oh, shout out to Alpha Male. There's only one Artiaga. That's right. Thank you. Jose Novelo is 100. That's right. Thank you, G Black. Thank you. Amputee. Shout out to Amputee, brother. Hope you're doing all right out there. Hold on. You get a special... Yeah, sorry. That was a bit loud. I apologize for that. Maze 1. Jose, you really helped me, bro. Oh, glad I'm able to help you. Your content is incredible. Thank you. All right, this is ego time. All right, so I gotta feed the ego. So I gotta read some comments aloud. Sorry.
Bruh.
Alpha Male says we're here because you are interesting and love to hear you ramble. Thank you. I appreciate that. Also love hearing the bro. There you go. Special bro sound effect for you.
Bruh.
All right. He said, please don't call Lambo dumb. He's a happy little horse, and we'll always have your back. Yeah, he ain't dumb. Trust me. He's a mean horse from the streets. All right. Trust me. I'm just busting his balls. All right. We're the guys. You know, we're just busting each other's balls. But yeah, you know, Lambo back there. He's from the streets. All right. You don't want to know what he does, what he's up to all the time. All right. I always got to be bailing him out of jail. Don't get me started. All right. You know, hanging out with some loose mares out there. This guy. Hey, leave me alone. I'm just living my best life in Mexico. You know, I buy a new bottle of mezcal, it's gone the next day. This guy's terrible, bro. Terrible. You have no idea. He might look nice and cute, all right, but no, all right. Yeah, but you're right. He is anything but dumb. 100%. Anyone that argues with me and my fake horse, they're the ones in. Should go get a dumb test, you know, to make sure they're, you know, they're not too, you know. What is it, anyways? All right. Let's see. Shout out to everyone out there. Johnny says, everyone thinks they can relocate you. That's something they should do on their own. Just do your homework and go see. Yeah, man. So look, don't be falling for any of that stuff like relocation services. You don't need no relocation services. Look, unless you are very rich and you're moving like a lot of stuff out here, you're probably going to be needing some professional services. But if you're just regular old Joe or Jane, listen. No, what are you talking about? You know what I mean? Like, it's like relocation services to move from Florida to California. What? You know what I mean? Like, huh? So, like the cat, huh? I gotta get that sound effect. Let me see if I can get the hug cat sound effect. But anyways, no, man. No. I mean, look, there are certain situations. I'm not gonna say no. There are certain situations, and then yes, I get it. Yeah, whatever. But no. It's not.
Huh?
I gotta.
Huh? Huh?
Hold on.
Huh?
Hold on. We gotta share this. We all gotta share this, right?
Huh? Huh?
Sorry, I know this guy who listens to me, man.
Bruh.
Who argues with this thing, bro? Come on, I'm here laughing at I'm laughing at a dumb, I'm laughing at cat memes, guys. All right, whoever takes me too seriously, I don't know what to say. Take a chill pill, all right? That's all I need. Raz Leo says, like Cat Williams says, if you ain't got no haters, feel free to wait on me. That's right. Listen, yeah, man. No, I love haters, man. Haters, I love them. You kidding me? Bring it. The haters sometimes watch me more than my fans. No, for reals. Like, I mean, I don't know. I call it more like an unhealthy obsession, but it is what it is. All right, it is. It is what it is. Nothing.
Huh?
Nothing.
Huh?
All right, I gotta get that sound effect. I gotta get that one. All right, let me see. All right. Okay. I think that's it. All right, let's just. El Arona says, I start a fast food business in Mexico City or other place with good weather, you'll succeed. Oh, yeah, I know. I'd rather be doing this, though. Trust me, it's a lot more fun. This is a lot more fun. I've already I've already made plenty of food my whole life. Yeah, that's right. Feel free to hate on me, man. Are you kidding me? My mom has done worse than whatever the hell any hater out there is gonna do. All right, you know how many chefs I've had. You know how many fucking Chef Ramsays I had in my life. Give me come on, man.
Bruh.
Jesus, man. I've had people do worse to me than before I was anything. You know what I mean? Jesus, man. Anyways, but I appreciate the effort. But like I said, I mean, to me, it is pretty funny, though. You know what I mean? It is funny when I do get haters. But anyways, just going back to like all the other YouTubers out there and just, all that. Look, I'm not hating on any of them. You know what I mean? Like, honestly, I encourage all other YouTubers, I encourage everyone to do their thing. I applaud everybody for the effort. I hope they have more success than me and all the success in the world. Like, honestly, I really do. I'm not a hater. I don't care. I honestly don't care. Look, how about this? Maybe this is more cold of me or a little bit more crass, but look, I just don't give a I don't give a fuck. All right, I don't care. I don't care. You know what I mean? When people ask me about, you know, other YouTubers, this is my honest 100% reaction.
Huh? Huh?
Hey, did you see that video they blah 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 made?
Huh?
Again, there's no disrespect, man. I just don't care. I live here already, man. I speak the language. I got my own channel. I got my own thing going. So to me, it's like, I don't care. I mean, if there's other people doing other things, they got their own channel, they're providing their perspective, their own thing, please bring it. Bring it. Anything helps. To me, the reason I do what I do is just because, you know, there's a lot of misinformation out there. You know, whether people do it for views or whether people do it, you know, because they just don't know any better and they just think that's the information. Whatever. It's fine. You know, that's why I like to give you guys, you know, my information. And then I'll, you know, if it's something like, let's say, immigration stuff, I'll just have a lawyer talk about it, you know? Because, you know, who the hell am I? You know what I mean? This is, you know, look, I'll show you me. This is me. This is me right here.
Huh?
You know, don't be taking advice. Look,
Huh?
I even got the white shirt and everything. You know, don't be taking advice from, look,
Huh?
look, I look like him. I even look like him.
Huh?
I look like him, see? Anyways, man, but yeah, I mean, so no, but literally, I encourage everybody, and it's all good, man. You know, like it's the more the merrier, the more the merrier. I love seeing that, you know. I love seeing all that. But anyways, but just going back to that, I know I've been freaking just going in circles here, but it's really, it has a lot to do with the fact that there's a lot of misinformation out there, and I'm really just trying to, I don't know, like just give people the right information. Because I remember when I was, you know, going through my own thing. You know, everything from the beginning. There was not much information out there, but thank God that I spoke Spanish fluently and I was able to figure it out. You know what I mean? Because again, it wasn't my first rodeo when it just came to, you know, just all the other, you know, things about life, you know, like I tell you guys a lot, you know, about adversity. You know what I mean? If a lot of you guys have lived through adversity, have been through hardship, you know, been through the grinder, you know, I can go on and on, you know, coming to Mexico's fine. You'll figure it out easily and quickly. But, you know, the more of a posh lifestyle you've probably had, you know, the easier things have been for you if you've never really faced any kind of adversity. Well, you know, and it's just going to seem like it's an unsurmountable mountain for you. But yeah, Sarah Muru would say, don't even acknowledge the haters. The second you do, they get what you want. Yeah, exactly. No, so yeah, I ignore them, but you know, I do gotta admit, you know, it does inflate my ego a little bit, and you know, a lot of times I take it like a compliment. You know, like a good majority of the time, I really do take it like a compliment, and it does inflate my ego. So it's, you know, it's more of a battle of me again, like you said, ignoring the haters so that I, you know, not to give them any more fuel to keep doing what they do. You know what I mean? It's the same old thing. You know what I mean? Because that's all they, you know, feed off of. You know, really. I mean, and again, it's fine, but it's really more. You know, I'm just trying to what is it? I'm trying to practice self-control. Because I can be the trolliest of trolls. You know what I mean? And yeah, man. You know what I mean? Like, you know, people in the audience. You know, again, I know someone in the chat out there was saying some things. It's like I mean, you know, to me, it's just like, yeah, I'm not one of those people trying to appease others. I never have, never will. That's why I became a chef. You know, that's why I did that for a living. You know, I was a soup, I can't even say the word, but I was that. Okay, the soup. You know, Eastern German person. And but you know what I mean? Yeah, man, I was all that, man. Are you kidding me? This is the nice version of me. This is the happy-go-lucky, yada yada version. I was an angry, you know, Incredible Hulk, you know, chef kind of dude. Yeah, and I didn't make any apologies about it. You know what I mean? No, yeah, I was all that. You kidding me? No, none of that. Yeah, and so, you know, this is a nice version of me. But to me, you know, I realized a long time ago, you know, way before I was doing YouTube, but I realized a long time ago that one of the things that I provide for people, for humanity, is the fact that, you know, I don't have a filter in a sense, and I just say the truth good, bad, ugly, whatever. I don't hold back. And the reason I don't is because somebody's got to tell you the truth. And to me, I appreciate when people tell me the truth, whether I like it or not. Right now, if I were to have a piece of green spinach in my teeth and nobody were to tell me about it, I would be upset with all of you guys for not telling me about the spinach. And the first person that would tell me about the spinach in my teeth, that's my hero. It's like, man, you got the balls to tell me I got spinach in my teeth. I love you, brother. Thank you, man. You go to war with me. You know what I mean? And a lot of people don't tell that other person about the spinach in their teeth or about whatever. Remember, the spinach in the teeth is the thing, the least on the totem pole. There's a lot of other things, that people should be telling people. All right, especially if you're really good friends or love each other, truth-wise, that people don't. And so, at least for me, I don't want to get into how I got here, but I am a bearer of truth. Like Kramer, on Seinfeld, good, bad, ugly. And so because of that, I know that for a lot of people out there, they really appreciate that truth. Again, that's why I was so successful at consulting. It's not just knowing about the business and all that. It's not just knowing about business and knowing about all that. That's one part of the puzzle. The other part of the puzzle is, again, recognizing what's wrong and then truthfully saying, hey, look, this is what you got to fix, buddy, like it or not. You know what I mean? You don't like it, you can fire me. I don't care. But I got to tell you, that's what you hired me for, right? Right? So it's the same thing. That's all, by the way, even in the one-on-one consultations, whatever it is I do. But that's what I do. You know what I mean? I like to, and I learned that, hey, wait a minute, I can make a living by talking, by helping people out, by giving them the truth, like it or not. And so, obviously, I've taken it to the next level here, but, I love doing that. And so out here, again, just going back again, the USA, Mexico, whatever. I can't even live in today's USA. In today's USA, I would have been crucified 10 times over in the last 5 years. Are you kidding me? Out here, I can say whatever I want, whenever I want, and whether they agree with me or disagree with me, I'm probably just going to get a smile or a scowl. That's it. I'm not going to get into a fight, with anybody because we disagree. People out here are civil, all right? And, I could go on and on, but, I digress. At the end of the day, out here, Mexico, I love it out here because it's like, there's just so many reasons, whether it's the financial freedom, of you being able to, be able to freely pick how you are going to finance yourself and not be forced to do things you really don't want to do in order to pay the bills. All right, how crazy is that we gotta go out there and work to just the bare necessities? Anyways, don't get me started on all of that. But the point I'm making is that out here, things are just a lot easier and a lot more fun. And the people, the culture, everybody out here is always smiling. Everybody's a little bit more happy-go-lucky. People really just don't care. Some people don't like the fact that out here people don't care as much. But I love that. I love the fact that, again, most people out here just don't take life too seriously. And then, yeah, sure, sometimes you wish, man, I wish that person would just care a little more while they're doing XYZ for me. But then at the same time, if I'm going to be forcing this guy to care more, to do more, to earn more, then I'm doing that to everybody. And then before I know it, I'm back where I came from, where now everybody's being forced to do or act a certain way just to appease the others. As opposed to, hey, I get to live my life and do my thing. Now, yes, granted, like I said, every once in a while you got to tell somebody XYZ, but for the most part, it's very rare. You know what I mean? And it's more like, hey, you live and let live. And out here, you get to really, really, really live and let live. So I really love that. Pompeii World says, I've been living in Mexico for 5 months. And I moved from California to Guadalajara. In the beginning, it was hard, but things have gone better, a lot better. And than what I used to live in California. Yeah. Again, I don't make any bones about it. My first months here were not easy. They were very difficult, extremely difficult. But after I, kind of just got through all that, things got really easy. As to where they are now, where they are the easiest. they've ever been, you know, so. Yes, sir. Let me see. Hold on. Again, I'm getting a lot of texts here. Okay. Anyways. Now, let me read some more comments out there. Play a little music. Oh, David Durango says, would you tell a woman she has a big nose? Yeah. Yeah, I'm that dude, man. I am that dude. Look, I'm not, you know, if I see like a person, you know, with a big nose, I'm not like, hey, you got a big nose. No, I'm not. That's not, you know, but if someone straight up says, hey, Jose, do you think I have a big nose? You know, you can already hear the canned laughter, right? Yeah. Okay. So, but yeah, no, yeah, I am that guy. I'm that guy. If you want to know the truth, you can ask me. I'll let you know. But again, it's my truth. You know, it might be too big for me, but it might be the right size, you know, for my Jewish friend. You know what I mean? Yeah, that was a joke.
Bruh.
Anyways. So shout out to everyone out there. Glad I'm so happy I motivate so many people out there, and I help so many people out there. Nexo, oh look at that. Nexo says, don't encourage other people to come here. People close to me have been kicked out of their homes because landlords are turning their buildings into Airbnb. Listen, those people, if people are moving here to live here as immigrants, they're not living in Airbnbs. So they're going to have that same housing problem, okay, as everyone else. So what you need to do is that you need to tell your own Mexican brethren, okay, tus hermanos mexicanos, okay, that are the ones that are buying these properties, okay, and turning them into Airbnbs, because there are Americans, there are foreigners, you know, there are Mexicans, tons of Mexicans that are turning these properties into Airbnbs, and that is more of a problem with, you know, again, you know, rules and regulations and other problems, you know, where, you know, I don't want to get into all that. That's a whole conversation that we've had on this channel multiple times. But, you know, don't be trying to come in here telling me that, you know, 1 million, you know, Americans that are moving out to Mexico are displacing, you know, 150 million Mexicans. That's not how things work, okay? In fact, again, you know, it is documented over and over and over again. Yo hablo español, okay? So a mí no me meta con juego, okay? Yo veo la noticia en español, yo veo todo, okay? All right, so long story short, what I was saying is that I speak Spanish. I watch Spanish news, Mexican news, I watch it all. And long story short, you know, the displacing and all that going on is all the Mexicans. I live here, I see what's going on. It's all the Mexicans. I've shown you guys. It's all the Mexicans, all right? So don't get me started, all right? Don't get me started on all that. You know what I mean? But yeah, you know, Americans are not coming out here and displacing people with Airbnbs. But by the way, that is a thing that is happening. You know, Airbnbs are displacing people, but that's another conversation. And that's happening all over the world. Okay? Like literally every city around the world. In fact, to the point where major cities have had to, again, not because they wanted to, because they've had to regulate Airbnbs in cities all around the world. And Mexico City is no different, and other cities are no different, where they're going to start getting regulated. That's it. Okay? Because it's gotten out of hand. But that has nothing, that's everywhere, right? You know, it's not just Mexico. So I appreciate the effort. Again, that's why I tell you guys, I love haters, man, because again, I appreciate the effort, and it just allows me to dispel even more, you know, fake information. Nexo says, why don't I interview some of these people? Let's see what their opinion is. I don't have to interview them. You know why? Because there's tons of other people that have interviewed them, and they're all over the internet. And you just got to go out there and find it if you want to find it. This is not my job. That's not my job. My job is not to do any of that. Okay? I really don't care, you know, what other people say. And by the way, you speak really good English, you know, for someone, you know, and that's another thing. I hate, when other Americans or other foreigners come out here and they speak for other Mexicans. Like, bro, don't even get me. If you ask the typical Mexican, which again, there are tons of videos and tons of YouTubers out there that all they do, there's tons of YouTube channels that all they do is interview other Mexicans. And they ask them questions like this. And I am always pleasantly surprised by most Mexicans are very happy. I'm not going to say that all Mexicans are happy, because that's just not true. This is not like it is. But the reality is that a lot of Mexicans are very happy with the increase in everything. We talked about it earlier, about what the typical Mexican's making compared to the typical American, So, anyways. But anyways, next, so, mira, si estás tan preocupado, como te digo, no tienes que preocuparte tanto, ¿ok? Go, mira otros videos en YouTube en español, mexicanos, ¿ok? Hay muchos, ¿ok? Que están aquí en México, que están simplemente entrevistando a otros mexicanos y hablando sobre estos temas, y te vas a ver muy rápido, ¿ok? Que sí, tú sabes, hay muchos que no les gustan, pero la mayoría le encanta todo este crecimiento, le encanta todo. And on these channels, all right, on these channels, they talk about all kinds of things, okay? A lot of unsavory things. So it's not like, they're pro one thing or the other. No, they talk about it all. And like I said, they go to other cities in Mexico. Some cities are more happy about it than others. But, the typical Mexican is very happy that they're not third world country anymore. Okay? I don't want to hear it, you know what I mean? So, and it comes there's good and there's bad. We talk about it on the channel all the time. But yeah, that's why I bust out with the Spanish, man, because I don't want to hear that shit either. You know what I mean? Like, I know the language. I know what goes on out here. I might not be Mexican. I might not be everything. But guess what? I have a Mexican wife and I got Mexican friends, and I talk to them about these things a lot because I'm curious. Because not only am I curious, but I also have a channel of a lot of other curious people out there that probably want to know the same thing. So this is why I'm out here doing this. That's it. I got no agenda. I don't give a crap. You know what I mean? Are you kidding me? So, I mean, seriously, if I could, man, don't get, yeah. So anyways, all right, let's see. Sarumu says the bigger problem is that those Mexican landlords renting the Airbnbs to the gringo money. Yeah, so look, how about this? Look, I was watching a Mexican Instagram video, YouTube video, not YouTube, like a TikTok, whatever. And it was a meme, okay, like the cat that we were showing you earlier. Anyways, it was a meme, and the meme was like, yeah, now, you go to the flea market. And by the way, this is just a regular flea market in a regular Mexican part of town. But anyways, when you go to the flea market and they're charging you, what is it, like American prices, or they're charging you the prices that they're charging you at the mall. And it's like, what the? And so, like, look, the washing machine. Look, I'll tell you a story. I'll tell you a quick story. So I had a washing machine that we bought when we first moved into this house, okay? And it kept breaking down, all right? It was a Whirlpool piece of crap. All right, it was originally priced at almost 11,000 pesos, but when we bought it, we were able to get it for 6,000 pesos. But it was a piece of crap. Every year it kept breaking. But it was under warranty, and they kept coming out to fix it. But eventually, it wasn't under warranty, and then when I was trying to fix it myself, I was like, wait a minute, just to fix it was like 3,000 pesos. What the hell, man? I'm going to get rid of this thing. So I got rid of it, you know what I mean? And I started looking for other washing machines. So I'm looking for other washing machines, and I can't find any good washing machines in the sense that, like, the good one that I want at the price that I want. And I'm like, man, what the hell? What's going on here? Whatever. Anyway, so I went to stores, me and Christian, we're shopping everywhere, right? And then all of a sudden, I'm like, you know what? Let me try on Amazon. I mean, why not, right? And guess what? I found exactly what I wanted for the price that I wanted. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to order from Amazon. And by the way, I'm going to get into, eventually why I ended up ordering from Amazon, but it's part of the meme and part of what I'm talking about. A lot of Mexicans are also ordering from Amazon, ordering direct from Walmart or whatever the hell, because they're seeing what I'm seeing. And what am I seeing? So the washing machine that I bought over 3 years ago, that's already broken down like 3 times, that I eventually had to not throw away. I sold it for parts, okay? But that same washing machine that I bought for 6,000 pesos, guess how much they were selling it at Coppel for? 9,000 something. Guess how much they were selling that same machine at one of the stores in the mall? 10,000 pesos. Guess how much they were selling that machine at? Another 11,000 pesos. I'm like, the same Whirlpool piece of crap, which I thought was like probably discontinued by now. Now, they're still selling it out there, and they're selling it at that price. And I'm like, bro, are you kidding me? So imagine the other options that I had. They weren't any better. And I'm like, man, fuck that. And so then we're looking, and so, I have, anyways, I don't get into it. But anyways, I just happened when I was looking, I started getting prices from the Oaxaca stores or, other stores in other parts of Mexico. And all of a sudden, the prices were like 5,000 pesos, 6,000 pesos. They were cheaper. And then I went to the Yucatan, and they were like extremely expensive. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to order from Amazon. I'm done. I'm not going to deal with this, okay? This is something that Mexicans complain about. It's not a new thing. It's been an ongoing thing. And this happens in various kind of ways throughout Mexico. One can call it open capitalism or dumb capitalism, whatever, but it's a thing. And it happens. But guess what? As there's more options, well, guess what? People are taking advantage of it. So do you think that I'm the only one buying my washing machine from Amazon? No. Okay? There's a lot of people that are now buying the washing machines direct from Amazon or even Walmart or whatever because it's cheaper and it's a better quality, and I can go on and on. And why? Well, because some of these other stores, they themselves, are greedy. They themselves, don't know how to do business. Because how are you going to tell me that you're going to sell me that same washing machine that was a piece of crap that I bought from the department store for 6,000 pesos? How are you going to tell me that now that same washing machine 3 years later is 10,000 pesos? Are you? It has nothing to do with the exchange rate, by the way. So, yeah, no. It's one of those things about Mexico. It's not perfect. It's not great, but it happens. But as there's more options, well, guess what? You know what I mean? The typical Mexican's also taking advantage of that, and then this happens, and the typical Mexican complains about that. It's a thing. All right, so it's a thing that it changes as things get better. So again, a lot of people complain about gentrification, but then when you're gonna take away the gentrification, they're like, no, where are you going? Wait, why are you taking away my Walmart? Why are you taking away my iPhone? Why are you taking these things away? Oh, but you were complaining about traffic, and you were complaining about high prices here and high prices there. Oh no, it's okay. We'll shut up. That's it. It's as simple as that. You know what I mean? So, but out here people do have, a lot more options. And so, whatever, I'm expecting my washing machine, out here next Friday. So, I'm Black Friday of all days. You know what I mean? I get my washing machine on Black Friday. You know why? Because it's just regular Friday here. All right? Because they don't celebrate Thanksgiving in Mexico. Because it's an American holiday. And yes, speaking of which, I will be celebrating Thanksgiving with my close friends out here, okay? My close American friends, we all, get together, celebrate a little Thanksgiving. So we're going to be doing that. And since we are going to be doing that, I want to make a quick announcement here. We are not going to be going live next Thursday, okay? But we will go live on Thanksgiving Eve, okay? So we're going to go live next week, Thursday night, okay? We're going to be doing just a Thanksgiving Eve, celebratory fun live stream. You know how we do here. So expect that next week. Okay, that's going to be our live stream for the week, our Thanksgiving live stream, and we're going to go with that. And then that way I can celebrate Thanksgiving. I can enjoy my football game on Friday. I can also, receive the delivery and install my washing machine and, do some laundry on Saturday. Yay. And actually, I got to do some videos and I got to work, but whatever. The point is, the fun never stops. And so we're going to be, accommodating everybody here, all right? Me included. So we're going to be doing that next week, okay? And by the way, going forward through the end of the year, expect Thursday live streams or, some variation of it like I just said. So expect your weekly live streams and expect and expect an upload a video every Sunday. Yeah, there's going to be a video Christmas Eve. There's going to be a video on the 31st. There's going to be a video every Sunday. All right. That's what I'm working so hard on for you guys. In the meantime, I'm also working on, fixing the live stream here. Because I know you guys are telling me it looks good. It sounds good and the whole thing. But we got to work on this. We got to improve this. And we got the podcast coming up, okay? So we're going to have a whole new set. That's why I had to redo this whole office, and I had to, just do a lot of work out here, and I still got a lot of work to do because we are, setting up a completely brand new setup, a completely brand new set for the podcast. So for anyone out there that's curious, what is the podcast? Well, basically, it's exactly what you're just looking at right now, but just all kinds of topics, okay? It's just a podcast. So on this channel, we talk about moving to Mexico, living in Mexico, living in Merida. It's a niche. We have a certain thing that we talk about on this channel. But when it comes to the podcast, we're going to be talking about whatever, all right? But that's the thing. It's going to be a podcast. So it's going to be mostly funny, comedy. We're shooting for comedy. All right, that's something I've been wanting to do for a long time. And if you enjoy this kind of content, then you'll definitely enjoy the podcast. It's going to be the same exact thing, except, we're going to be talking about things that, I can't talk about here. All right. Well, I probably won't be able to talk about certain things out there, but, we always find a way to talk about whatever. So we're going to be doing that on the podcast, which is going to be on another channel, and we're going to be doing that once a week as well. And it's it's going to be a lot more fun, hilarity, and we'll definitely be able to talk about all kinds of things that we haven't been able to talk about on this channel, because it just let's say like the wars. I would love to talk about war stuff, again, in a funny way. If you can believe that. I can't do that here, no way. You know what I mean? Are you kidding me? I got people getting offended for I don't even know what in the comment section, the chat. Imagine if I talk about other things, right? I'll let them get offended over there and then bring it over here. You know how they do. I'm going to unsubscribe from your travel channel because, I didn't like what you said on your podcast. Don't let the door hit you on the way out, all right?
Bruh.
So, but anyways, we're going to be doing that, and it's just going to be me. The podcast is just going to be me. So it's going to be a different camera angle. We're going to have a set, like an actual set. And, this is something that you're going to be able to listen to like a podcast. If you're working, you can listen to it on Spotify. You can listen to it, in audio format. Or, if you enjoy, hanging out and doing the live stream and, hanging out in the chat and doing all, we're going to do that too. So you're going to be able to do that. Because, believe it or not, I actually make better content. I'm actually better at this when the cameras are live, when I'm live, when I'm talking to like 100 people. I'm better at that as opposed to just me in the studio with the camera and I just got a horse with a dead stare looking at me. Look, he just doesn't stop staring at me. I mean, look at him. You're weird, bro. You're weird. Anyways, so yeah, imagine just having to film with just this guy in here. I mean, come on. At least, I got a bunch of you guys out here. We're talking, we're having fun, we're enjoying ourselves. So imagine a podcast, all right? So that's coming up soon. But again, we're going to slowly integrate it and let you guys know about it, as things go on, so that way you guys can subscribe That way you guys can subscribe with anticipation. By the way, whenever you see an edit in the video, it's that. I'm just editing that part out of just me blanking out for a second. But anyways, in the podcast, like I said, we're going to have its own channel, and I'm going to be announcing it here with time and letting you guys know with time, so that way you guys can go subscribe and, you just get it all ready, so that way when, we do the premiere over there, it's going to be a fun event, all right? Can't wait for that. And so we don't know, I don't want to put a date on it yet, but by January at the latest, you can expect the podcast, but who knows? I might, put out a few preseason games or, a few preseason, live streams or podcasts in December. But definitely expect it in January at the latest, all right? So, with all, Raz Leo challenges Lambo to a staring competition. Yeah, good luck. My money's on the horse, all right? Anyways, so with all that, comedy offense, folks, nowadays. Yeah, I know. I can't wait. It's going to be a lot of fun. So I can't wait for that. So with all that being said, I think we're done here, guys. 1 hour and a half, of live streaming. 1 hour and a half. I got to catch my breath. I have not taken a breath in an hour and a half, all right? I should be in the Guinness World Book of Records, I have not taken, literally. Okay. Enough, right? See, I'm telling you, I got to work on the comedy. It's not as easy. Comedy's a hard business.
Bruh.
So with all that being said, guys, you already know the deal. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's live stream. I really hope you guys enjoyed talking about what we talked about today. You guys know how we do. We got the topic. We, talk about the topic, but we really like to expand and go all over the place and really, treat it like a trapezoid. It has a lot of sides, or whatever gazoid, and just look at it from every angle and try to cover everything. So with all that being said, guys, you already know how we do here. If you like this kind of content, before we end it, guys, I want to give a big shout out to all my patrons. I want to give a big shout out to all of my members, all the members on this channel, every single one of you guys that has contributed. I know the next few months, kind of shady, meaning, hey, it's the holidays. You guys are strapped for cash. You got Thanksgiving, you got the holidays, so don't worry, I get it. But long story short, I appreciate everything, every single one of you guys that helps me in every capacity. Even if you're just watching the video and hating on it, I appreciate you. If you leave a thumbs up, I love you even more. If you share the video, it's even better. If you watch all the way through, I love your mind. I'm your #1 fan. And so on and so forth. If you decide to watch a commercial, thank you. I appreciate that. You're just telling YouTube, hey YouTube, put more commercials here. That's it. That's all you're doing. I appreciate that. It's giving me 3 pennies, but it's doing more work in the long run. Okay. So all you guys that help me in any capacity, I appreciate you. Thank you very much, okay? And with all that being said, guys, don't forget that next week we're going to be doing a Wednesday live stream. Of course, I'm going to be letting you guys know ahead of time. How do you guys know ahead of time? How will you guys not miss a thing? Easy. Don't forget to go to my channel and subscribe, okay? Hit the like button, all right? Hit the little bell icon, all right? That way, you know every time I go live or every time I'm going to drop anything or whatever, all right? But sometimes I drop videos during the week as well, so again, don't forget to please like, please subscribe, please share, please hit the bell icon. But let's see. But if I got distracted. Anyways, if you like this kind of content, you already know what to do. Don't forget to please like, please subscribe, please share, please hit the bell icon. But more important than anything else, please stay awesome. Thanks again for watching, and see you guys on the next one. By the way, I just had to repeat it. Today I am fucking Johnny 2 times out here, just getting the papers, all right. Thanks again for watching, guys. Love you guys. Squirrel. See you guys on the next one. Bye.